Hey, Pamela. How you doing tonight? Hurting? I know the feeling. You're gonna have to be careful out there, not fall down. This stuff ain't fitting for people to be out in. Drawing. Hey, Paul.
Paul wants cracker.
Pamela. Donna. You doing all right tonight? I'm a little plus tax. I'm tongue tied. You doing all right tonight, Paula? Sister. About to get them all wrapped up here. Harmony and Sebastian. Hey, Donna. Y'all doing okay? Got to go in for X-rays on your right leg. Well, you did a number then, didn't you? Dadgummit. You. Where did you fall at? Like going out the house or out in the driveway? What? Or is it? Wait a minute. You did you fall at the hospital when you? Hey, Cassie. Hey, Lynn. I forgot about that till just a second ago. Uh, that you did that at the hospital. My goodness. Lynn says, "Hey, Krista."
Hey.
Everybody keep Pamela in your thoughts and prayer that her leg ain't seriously messed up. Good Lord, and take care of it. Thank you. So wait a minute, I think you sent that to me on YouTube. So I don't want to delete it. Thomas Madeline was last seen on Friday, January the 9th, around 5:30 p.m. at Grand Central Station in Manhattan. Yeah. Mammy said, replay had blood work. It's better good. Good deal. Ava Yan. Yeah. The mother. I didn't know. I didn't text your granny. She texted earlier and said that she was probably passed out. She's going to go ahead and take her meds. 3 people have jumped back off. So it's just like I said. When something I'm going to do, we start doing it. And then as soon as they get something done, they're out of there. You all right, love? We ain't got started yet. So that takes what's his name? What's his name? I know as well as I'm sitting here. Andrew. Being 100% fan base lets me know that he's unsubbed. When I start doing these things for everybody, they start piling in. But after they get one done or don't get it the day they want it, they go on. I know how to fix that with no problem. Has anybody heard anything else about this little feller? Hey, Sabina. Have you heard anything else about that little boy? Thomas, nothing else. Thank you. Yeah, there's something fishy there going on. Somebody knows something. Thomas, yeah. Whatever that was. But those if you're going to talk about him, tell where he's at and what happened. I've even put this in quotes. Hey, we all let come in. Good deal. The way that come in was I heard meddling, and then I heard Summer say something about no income, and then I heard Summer say JD, and then I heard Yan's son from somebody, and I heard Building 2, and it was said twice, and then something about a girlfriend or something, and then apartment, and then meddling, and then under Tiffany, and then train, bullcrap, ran over, crazy place lost. And it'd be lost place, no income, building 2, under Tiffany's, crazy, and ran over. No, I haven't. What about him?
Africa. Great, thank you.
Wait. Tell me the latest on Martell. And if it was said by authorities or just you sent it to Lynn? What does it say, Lynn? All right. Yeah. It ain't a clip. I pray you get to feeling better, Joni. Tori. Yeah. I'd have to have a Bible. Let's see here. Hold on a minute. I might get it here. This is the same picture 2 weeks taken after uh, all that come about. Stepfather of missing Sullivan children charged with assault, forcible confinement. NSRCMP. What you got a court hearing for? I don't understand how he could get arrested and then out. The stepfather of Jack and Lily Sullivan, who had been missing from their Lansdowne Station home since last May, has been charged with assault, forcible confinement, and sexual assault. Does this really, really strike anybody's shock? A shock. Is it a shock to the system? Because it ain't for me. This nut job, him and all the people that he dealt with, and we all know what he was dealing in. And they can't let someone loose after doing a investigation, interrogation, and admitting to hiding the body. Now, I like I said, I don't know if up there they have a cheaper bond. If they have a bond on something like that, here we go. Hold on here. All right, stepfather of the Sullivan children. Hold on. Maybe he's putting a play something here. Where's the volume? Where's the volume? Where is the volume? What's the problem? What's the hold up here? Why is it giving me a hard time trying to get the volume up? No, this here took place today, or well, today for us. Um, why is the volume not coming up? What's going on? Ain't that about dumb?
4-year-old Jack Sullivan, who disappeared from their rural home in Pictou County last May. The siblings are still missing despite repeated and extensive search. Breaking news for you now. The stepfather of missing Nova Scotia children, Lily and Jack Sullivan, is now facing charges in an assault case involving an adult. Nova Scotia RCP say Daniel Martel was arrested on Monday. Martel will appear in court again in March. He's the stepfather of 6-year-old Lily and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan, who disappeared from their rural home in Pictou County last May. The siblings are still missing despite repeated and extensive search efforts.
When the authorities have to watch their ass or cover their ass, they will start out with things like that. And exactly. And next thing you hear, it'll be either his new girlfriend that did it, or somebody that Malaya knew, or it'll come out that it was somebody that he was seeing and it was actually their child, something like that. It'll all come out. Yeah. Well, yeah, he's, man, I tell you what's true. It turns my stomach to even look at him. Anyway. Talk to me.
It's been unfortunate.
Thomas Medlin. Don't be afraid, honey. I'm here just to give you a voice. Yeah, that's for certain. They're never gonna let that family have any knowledge of that. They don't have to once state picks it up.
Just locate.
And they did right off the top. Thomas Medlin. 15-year-old, been missing about 2 weeks now.
That's the one that.
It's the one that
Thank God.
was from Long Island, New York.
Well,
then hold your tongue. He was seen on video in Brooklyn. His phone pinged last week in Manhattan.
This year.
He took,
Interrupt you.
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna do this old style here. I'm tired of listening. I don't give a flip about Trump and the rest of them. I don't vote. I don't give a flip. They screw everything up anyway. Why in the world should we worry about it? Ain't gonna fix nothing. Hey, you. Reaching out to a Thomas. Did you say he is, huh? Thomas Medlin, 15 years of age, from Long Island, New York. Was last seen on video in Brooklyn. Last phone ping was in Manhattan. Took the train. If anybody knows or knows of this little feller, Thomas Medlin, turn his energy toward me. I mean, come on, think about it. 15-year-old out in New York. You're Toby. Do you know anything about this? Thomas Medlin. I mean, common sense here. I'll tell you a few things. Hey, Carol. Hey, Judy. Everybody. Even, homeless people, dope fiends that overdose in old back alleys and out on the street and this, that, and other, in old abandoned buildings wherever they can get into out of weather. Very, very. They they are not away that someone in New York City, in the state of New York, to show not to have seen nothing. There's no way. Now, it could be that, just like anywhere else, they don't want to get involved. Lisa Ann says, hey, Kristen. Lisa Ann says, hello.
Hey.
She's on her TikTok, so. But there's just no way, guys. Well, I don't know. They keep trying to say somebody maybe that he played games with online. But I can't seem to get him to respond. And that only means one thing. He don't want to be found. I mean, I would have to get graphic. Yeah, she sits over here on the love seat playing on her TikToks and stuff.
I could take my headphone out if you want me to.
Well, you can do what you want to do, love.
I can hear you when they say hello.
Well, when they say hello, I tell you anyway. I don't care. I would have to say something, explain it in detail, and you'd have to throw up some caution tape and say, look, not for minors, period. Made not for children. Tune out. The only way to describe a way that this could be done, but it don't make sense with it not being able to be reached. This little feller here, 15-year-old, apparently there was a conflict in the home. That's obvious. And then they said something about, or no, they didn't say something about, Summer did. She said no income. So did mom or dad lose their job or whatnot? Are they in a fight frenzy? They just couldn't take it no more? Thought he would go to a friends that he thought was a friend that played games with. I mean, he's just 15-year-old. Yes, she hides out over here. Um, the only way this could take place, and I'm telling YouTube right now, this is strictly for adult ears only. The only way for this to go away that everybody on this earth would wish hadn't happened. This would have had to take place, AMZ, at night around no streetlights, period. In some back alley or in some open building, maybe a no car garage somewhere or something, and somebody seen him alone, they would had if he was carrying a bag that looked like what I seen is probably what it was, a backpack. The boy would have to be dismembered. Hey John. And put in the river there, and not directly in the water. And this is what I'm fixing to tell you. These big cities and whatnot, they all have barges. I used to work on a barge. And some of the things that would come back was just terrible. Stunk, had rodents in it, you name it. If this took place, it would have had to it at night, and they were close to the river, he could have been put in a barge, and the person knowing that that cargo spot would not be looked into again, because when it comes back, you have to clean it. And they don't go the second route and climb up and make sure you cleaned it all out. They don't do it. They threw feed in there, corn, coal, metal, aluminum, copper, um, all that stuff. When it gets pulled out, like if it was in grain, feeding grain, like for deer or horses or whatever, cattle, and it just, the big scoops that the crane picks up, they drop half a load on each turn, nearly. And if something was, if you take, and like if you had a steak and you cut it up and then cut it into squares, and you try to pick it up with a big old hook crane, you're going to drop some pieces. Well, that's just common sense. Then they could be very easily parts of that to be in a barge in one of the lodges or in the water. But then again, you have got old uh, car garages, mechanic places that's just big garages. Um, they are dumpsters on every corner there in New York, in every corner. Them are the only two other options we'd have here, other than he is not deceased. '71st birthday. Um, June 7th, 2021. You've been sticking with us. You've been being here every time. And I appreciate that. And yeah, I'm gonna bargain with you here if you're up to it. And I want you to take what I'm fixing to say to heart. I'm gonna ask you. Uh, I know I say I don't ask for much, but I want to ask for a few things of you. You've done made your rounds with the fams here. You're done wedged in the walls of JSV. I asked you not to step away from us. Share and tell everybody what you think of what goes on here, what we do, what our purpose is. Stay loyal to JSV and to your friends. That will mean more to you than you will ever realize. I'm telling you. We have some beautiful, beautiful people here. And that's why these people come, and then after they get a session or whatever, they just blow out. It's not only me that it bothers them too because they make friends with people. And I stand up for my fams. And you've seen that over the last little bit. So if you give me your word that you'll be with us for the long haul. Really think it through. It shouldn't be something just right off the top, just so quick. But if you can guarantee me that tomorrow, when we come on first, now you'll probably have to remind me. You can give me all this info tomorrow, and I'll do a session for you right here on live. But I want you to give me your word that you keep everything that happens here at JSV at JSV. You can spread the word of JSV, of course, to get people to at least look at us. That's what everybody needs to do. But you give me your word that you'll be here for the long haul. And I'll do the session for him tomorrow. Everything stays in here, including you. That includes you. All right. We got that part settled. And that don't mean just a lot for me. That means a lot for everybody that's seeing your comment. That is one thing I take so serious is my family. Yes. But them situations. Now, if you played that out in your mind and try to picture it as I was saying it, that'd be the only way these things could get done up there, to where someone could not be found for a period of time. Eventually, they'll be found. But with me not getting anything, he either just plain out don't want to go back home, and he's aimed to stay wherever he's at, and that's the end of it. And if something has happened to him, there's someone somewhere not letting him get to us. And that's highly, highly rare. Yeah, we all do, Kathy. That gummit. We'll try again. See if we can hear anything. Y'all listen to. If y'all ain't got earbuds, y'all need to get something. Even us using this 11 right here, you can listen to the underlying sounds for voices. Thomas Medlin, 15 years of age, from Long Island, New York. If anyone knows or knows of this young man, turn his energy toward me. If no one in the realm has seen this 15-year-old Thomas Medley, who just said, "Hey, Mom"? What? Tell your name. Tori says, "Hey, Christine." I don't like the sounds of that. If Thomas Medlin, 15 years of age, from Long Island, New York, if you have seen him, if you know about him, turn him to me so we can get some info here. Not yet. Do you know where River? He's about what? Frozen. Watch your tongue. I'm going to call out again to 15-year-old Thomas Medlin, 15 years of age. You're saying crazy, and then you're saying ran over, and then broken neck, river, nearly frozen. Tell what you know. Thomas Medlin, was that you that just said I did? I can't see it unless you show it to me. My heart's wanting to say no. My mind's trying to say no, but you can change it. Thomas Medlin. If you can hear me, use my energy. These other spirits around use their energy and tell me straight up. This is the time to tell your story.
Okay.
How would that not have been kept a secret? How would that not be on national television? I don't understand that. Look, listen to me. They may be 500,000 Thomases in all throughout New York. I'm like trying to find a needle in a haystack here. This boy is 15 years old. Thomas Medlin. Been missing since about the 9th or so. Last seen. His mom, Eva Yan. Dad, James Medlin. He is from Long Island, New York. He was seen on CC footage in Brooklyn, and then his phone pinged last time in Lower Manhattan. They said somebody said that he took the train. If somebody has enough to know that he had taken the train, then someone would have had to know what happened within these 2 weeks. I was born and it wasn't yesterday, okay? The stuff that you're telling me, if it is not for Thomas Medlin, 15 years of age, don't tell it. Even if they were problems at home. Thomas Medlin. I am here to give you a voice, and you can tell your story, and people can understand why and how you did what you've done. But I am quite sure that there are a lot of Thomases in New York. And if what you're saying is correct, then it would have been posted all over. Good night, Judy. Thank you for being here. It would have been posted all over the internet, even live TV shows and interviews. So if you're not talking about Thomas Medlin, just don't say nothing. Reaching out to a Thomas Medlin from Long Island, New York. If you can hear me, did you run away from home? Yeah, I know it's a big city. But I don't want to hear feedback from a different Thomas than the one that I'm trying to reach out to here. Nothing. I don't know. I have no idea. All I've got is Thomas Medlin. Mom name Eva Yan, dad James Medlin. If what they're saying on some of this, somebody would have captured it probably on their phone, and this is the way it's just coming out. Medlin, no income, JD from Summer, Yan's mom, son, building 2, said twice, girlfriend, something other, then apartment. That may go along with building 2, Medlin, under, and then something other about the name of Tiffany. That could be a store, or that could be someone. Uh, and then again, right under that, it says train. Could have meant under train. Then bullcrap, and then crazy, uh, place, lost, ran over, and then now I'm hearing 2 other different things: broken neck, river, about frozen. And then crushed by a train. And then over here in the beginning, it says Medlin under train. But then you also got the name Tiffany. Could the suburb train station go under or along the line of under Tiffany's jewelry store? Sure, it probably could. Broken neck, in river, and nearly frozen. And that being up in New York sounds more of what would be realistic. If crushed by train, they would have been people on the train to see that. There would have been people standing around waiting to get on the train, and they would have definitely seen it. And it would have been nationwide by now. So that dog ain't gonna hunt. Now, with him being like they said here in the first go around, lost in a crazy place, broken neck, river, nearly frozen. That that would make more sense than anything that's come up with so far. And again, building 2. So apparently he was trying to go to an apartment or coming from apartment. We ain't had enough stuff to go off of. I'd love to help this little fella but I know for a fact that we got people, and y'all know it as well, that could, if he is deceased, that could reach out to that boy and turn his energy toward me. Say he didn't pass 2 weeks ago when he went missing, or more, on the 9th. If something happened within these missing days, last 2 or 3 days, perhaps he don't know how to do anything yet. But when we're talking about, and I keep calling off Thomas Medlin, not just Thomas Medlin. I keep hearing things, and a lot of it is repeated stuff. There's some things that's like right here, Medlin, under, train, but you also got next to under, and then you got Tiffany. But what if it's under train, crazy place, lost, and then ran over? That might could make some sense. But crushed by train, and nobody filmed that with a phone? No, can't make me believe that. They would have had that all over the news by now. Now that we've called out to Thomas Medlin, there's no way that if he is deceased, that some of the people that help us right along with Rose is going to keep his silence down. And I've not even heard her once say his name. I heard, well, I think it was Paula said the 9th. Nobody has described him. Nobody's said, what he's wearing, what he's doing, what he's got. Yeah, I mean, because that makes more sense than anything. I mean, from anything that we've gotten so far. But you don't have people line up there under the suburbs and wait for the train to come through. All kind of nut jobs running in and out of that place. Good and well, if somebody's standing there and somebody's going to commit suicide or whatnot, somebody's going to have a phone out. And it's going to be told or even seen. That being told, so that dog won't hunt. to Stony Brook School. And at first I thought, well, maybe it's a girlfriend because I heard girlfriend. Um, but sometimes people get it mistaken for sure. Sometimes it is just a friend, but if somebody was lurking in the dark and seen this young man by himself, again, if he was wearing a backpack, they could have snapped his neck and threw him right in the river without having to take no more than 10 steps. A lot of them factory places ain't 30 feet from the edge of the river. And some little spots in there ain't even that far. Uh, like Central Park. I mean, look at it. I mean, you sit on a bench at the park, you take 7, 8 steps, you're gonna fall in water. Well, and that wraps around. That wraps around. I just pray that maybe he's with somebody and he don't want to be found and he's still okay. That's what my mind and my heart's wanting to say. And maybe if something happened yesterday or today, not just only when he first left, then yeah, he could definitely have problems trying to reach out to us. But there's so many people talking that they could help him speak. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times the word train has been mentioned. Crazy, place, lost has been said twice. Building 2 has been said 3 times. His last name mentioned 3 times. Tiffany mentioned 2 times. His mom's last name, Yen's son. Yeah, I don't much think there's too much to that. I think they would be a pretty good sized group of people in a probably a pretty public place to do a meetup with that. Um, when people up there in large big cities, even down here in Huntsville, they can see somebody walking. You have you have the chance of being getting robbed. I mean, because they're going to think, well, they might have a laptop in there, or something of value. Uh, I I just don't. I don't know. If he was in the realm, he would definitely be speaking. But plainly, or well, even if the inevitable has happened, and say it happened just a couple days ago or something other, maybe we call out to him, tomorrow for a little while. If we can get him to speak, did y'all realize how many people is population is in New York and the number that die on a daily basis? There's no way that if he can just figure out how to use some energy, there's no way in the world that we're not going to hear from him if he's in the round. If it keeps like this, the boy is not deceased. That's 709. I think that's about what Paula said too. Pinged in Lower Manhattan. But see, there's two things here that are are aggravating me. His phone pinged in Manhattan. We all get that part. He was seen on CCTV cam footage in Brooklyn. And they say that he took the train. A pair of headphones missing from home. Uh, if cameras can follow him from Brooklyn, or well, from the train down to uh, Brooklyn, New York, and be seen on CCTV cam, and then his phone ping in Lower Manhattan, then there would be a way to trace his going. Mom Eva Yan and Dad James Medlin know something. They know why he left, and they need to start talking. And if he's playing online with some people, even one of my daughters used to play a game that she played with like 5 or 6 people that wasn't even in the United States. And that would have been a meetup in at least a designated place where things would have been able to be seen. Gaming ones, yeah. No, like I said, maybe he thought he had a friend in this and was trying to get to there. You sent me something on Messenger. Could that explain building 2? Apartment building 2? I mean, if you put it in quotes, apartment building 2. Could he be in someone's apartment and some bad things going on with him? Sure. This is crazy, man. Yeah, I've seen that.
Hello, friends. Today, I am sharing a very serious and emotional missing case
He-
that has touched many hearts.
Wait a minute, wait a
And
minute,
this
wait a minute, wait a minute.
hello friends today.
All right, look on both shoulders. Look on both shoulders. So indeed, he was carrying a backpack. He looks to me like he's a pretty well knowledged teen.
I am sharing a very serious and emotional missing case that has touched many hearts. And this is about a 15-year-old boy named Thomas Medlin from St. James, New York, who suddenly went missing in a way that raised many questions and deep concern. According to official updates, Thomas left his school in Stony Brook around 3:30 in the afternoon on January 9th and later traveled alone by train to Manhattan, where he was seen at Grand Central Terminal around 5:30 p.m. After that, investigators carefully reviewed hours of surveillance footage and digital data and found that Thomas was last seen walking on the pedestrian pathway of the Manhattan Bridge at approximately 7:06 p.m. Just minutes later, his mobile phone showed its last activity at 7:09 p.m. And shortly after that, a nearby camera recorded a splash in the East River area. However, friends, please note that authorities have clearly said there is no confirmation of what exactly happened and no physical recovery has been made. Police have also stated that there are no signs of any criminal activity and the investigation is still active. Thomas was never seen leaving the bridge using the normal pedestrian exits, which added to the mystery. His family believes he may have gone to New York City to meet someone he met online through a gaming platform. And this detail has made many parents more alert about online interactions. A missing persons advocate also shared that Thomas had been facing some personal insecurities and had recently changed schools due to bullying, which makes this case even more sensitive and emotional. But again, friends, nothing has been officially confirmed, and everyone is hoping for positive news. Thomas is described as 5 feet 4 inches tall, weighing around 130 pounds, wearing a black hoodie with red, dark pants with white stripes, glasses, and carrying a black backpack. Police are requesting anyone who may have seen him or has any information to immediately contact authorities. This case has deeply impacted the local community and has started important conversations about youth mental health, school environments, and online safety. Right now, the focus remains on finding answers and giving peace to a family that is desperately waiting. Friends, please keep Thomas and his family in your prayers. Share this information as much as possible because even one small detail can make a big difference. And remember, sometimes awareness itself becomes the strongest hope.
Not sure if you saw the news, but
I
Fox
think
News.
that his last ping, I don't know. Now they could trace it to who it went to. Um, he texted somebody or just left a text to to someone, a voice message or whatever. I'm gonna say that he threw his own phone in the river. That way he would not be tracked. This boy is smart. Now, I think it with what I don't even like to have to think this, but if he would have did something on the bridge himself, it 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 would have been seen. But throwing a phone down, if they were some fishermen or someone on the banks somewhere heard a splash, that's probably where the cell phone went. Now, could he have walked off the side of the bridge and walked down there to the meadow down there and found a good deep place, and there you go. Backpack. Um, or he could have just tossed his whole backpack with a phone in it in the river. the only between getting mugged, one, hiding out, two. The third one would be that maybe he got into it with someone and they ended up putting him in the river, or he he may have committed suicide by hanging. But as I hate to say this, and I pray that's not the situation. Is it a possibility that he got ran over by a train and no one noticed nothing? That's almost that's almost unheard of. Um, if he would have jumped in front of a train or waited on the other side either in the shadows and jumped, when that train left, there would have been remnants of everything laying there. There's no way people would not have seen that. And there are some forest places around there, right outside the bridge. Um, I mean, it's a long stretch, but it's not unheard of. Uh, maybe, yeah, yeah, know about that. About the friend. Um, they knew he took the train. So if he took the train, then he definitely wasn't under the daggum thing. Okay, they had to be some falling out in the home. I mean, if he's wanting to get out of there that bad, packed him a backpack and just got the heck out. And they're saying stuff like, "Well, if you'll come home, you won't be in trouble," and all this. That'd tell anybody that apparently they're probably too strict on the boy. I would have if he may just not yet know how to speak. And Lord knows I pray that this is not the case. But it can be. That's why a lot of time I like to wait a good while after someone passes before I even do a session with them. Uh, if he went to that building or that apartment two, or building two apartment, um, and if he was on the no, I'd be going north. If until I can find more evidence, I'm gonna say crazy place to be lost. He has no income. Could have been in the river and nearly freezing to death. Maybe he did have a girlfriend. Maybe she turned him down and he was heartbroken. We can't judge a book by its cover until we read it, you know. If that's the case, they need to look up to see who the last person was, and they don't need his phone to do it. They can go in manually and find out through the company what his last text was. And if that would have been the case, disheartened, his family was messed up, he wasn't bringing in no income, he was just 15 years of age, they shouldn't have expected him to. And saying stuff like, well, if you come back, you won't be in no trouble. That's awful suspicious. So say he did go and meet up with a friend, or went to his girlfriend's apartment and she refused him. Uh, Maybe he did want to throw himself onto the train, but if he would have did that, he would have been notified by now. Um, Lost in a crazy place, true. Um, Possible broken neck in the river and froze to death, sure. Hey, Carol, uh, I'll check it out just in a second. Uh, and then ran over. Let's not get this too twisted, because I've always learned to think outside the box. 3 times has said ran over. It don't absolutely mean the train. If he was in water, if the barge came by, if some boats came by and ran over to where he was at, where his spot was, if he was in the water, then someone could be saying ran over, thinking maybe propellers got him. Or we can think logical and say, okay, maybe he got in the river, nearly froze to death. That didn't work. So there's a possibility that he could have hung himself. Somebody could have just snapped his neck and threw him out there, took his backpack, but I doubt it. Whoever said that they heard a splash should have been able to pinpoint exactly where they heard and seen the splash. That's only common sense. And if that's the case, then they should be able to drag and find his backpack. And with even Summer coming in saying no income, I believe the parents was fighting. I honestly believe that they were driving him nuts and he wanted out. So many things that this could be, and without hearing specifically from him, it's hard to know. But I tell you what we'll do. We'll try again tomorrow with him for a little while, and then while we're on tomorrow, uh, these are the things that I'm going to need uh, for the 71-year-old. I'm going to need full name, birth date, death date, cause of death, if you know it, last place lived, some of his likes, and something maybe that only you and him would know, and a few questions. And we will see uh, what we can get out of that. Well, if they never seen him leaving the bridge, then this set here would be the correct answer. Broken neck, in river, nearly frozen. I've seen that bridge, and it could definitely break your neck if you landed wrong. So I don't think that he's crushed by no train, because that would have been told everywhere. Could he be in apartment building 2? Sure. Could he have gotten lost? Uh, it's possible. I mean, he's 15. Right in, circle that apartment 2. And they know who we're talking about because they keep saying Medlin, so they know who we're talking about. So it's one of the 3 here. He could have threw his backpack in, or all at one time, him and the backpack. But if somebody heard a splash, nobody seen him leave the bridge, something's not adding up there either. Because if you jump into the river off a bridge, I don't care how high it is, you'll come back to the top for several seconds. And if it kills you on impact, then you're just going to float, because your lungs is not going to fill up with water and it's not going to pull you down. So he either could thrown his backpack in the river, and maybe he tried jumping in there and broke his neck and didn't kill him. I had my neck broke back in 97. My head was broke loose from my top vertebra. Could he live through it? Yes. If he would have fell down, if that's the case, it could have killed him like that. He'd split his spinal cord in half. Sudden death. But even if he went into, say, the wooded area there and done anything, more than likely people could see it from the bridge. And with them talking about the bridge, I'm sure that they've searched each side. I'm going to have to say he's in an apartment, just not wanting to be found. Or maybe sometime yesterday or today, or maybe even earlier. Jumped in there and is pretty much frozen. I know it gets a lot colder there than here, and the ice gets thicker there than here. So, okay. All right. And just remember everything that you need for that. Let's just see, if we can hear from him again tomorrow. See if there's any new updates. Hey, be my guest. Sorry you called us until in. You can rewatch if you want to. I don't know about this. It's crazy. But I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night, guys. I love each and every one of you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Keep an eye on your devices. Yeah. Keep Thomas and Madeline in your thoughts and prayers. Love every one of you.
Sweet dreams.